here we are.
We're back here.
We're back here.
The scene of a previous triumph, which became a Russian bootleg CD.
It became a Russian bootleg CD.
That was good, huh?
Oh, we're actually going to Russia. We're doing a couple of nights in Moscow.
In fact, by the time this is broadcast,
by the time we've already been.
Yeah.
And the first time, this will be our third time, or will be our third time there. And the first time we went there, and we showed up, and this is really great theater. And I was like, wow, this is going to be really terrible if only 80 people come, Yes. I was like, who knows us? Who knows us in Moscow? And apparently, the guy who is the biggest source of said bootlegs recommended us for this gig because our bootlegs...
Because he wanted to make another one.
He wanted to make another one. And our bootlegs were doing so well that we ended up selling the place out the first time based on the strength of the Paul Jones Show bootleg and a few albums that had the wrong covers and the wrong songs and stuff like that. So you go, well, it's not so bad.
Are you still having fun?
I'm having a blast, I'm like the luckiest guy in the world, Paul. We've done this. This was, last November I celebrated my 20th anniversary. November 11th, 1989 was my 20th year playing quote-unquote professional. And I started out just wanting to make enough money to buy a new set of pickups for my guitar and a Super Nintendo. That was my first goal in music, and I've been able to survive for 20 years. And arguably, here I am, 32. I'll be 33 by the time we hit the Hammersmith. Having the best year of my life. So, yeah, it's tiring, it's taxing, but it's certainly not a real job. I mean, look at this. There's cameras and there's people, and this is and it's a catered lunch. I mean, how good is that? It's this is as good as it gets.
Well, let's get into the new album.
Yeah.
A bit, especially some songs you're going to do tonight. You're going to do the opener, aren't you?
We're going to do the Steal Your Heart Away.
Steal Your Heart Away. Great number.
Yeah, yeah. Steal Your Heart Away. That song was recommended to us by Robert Plant. And,
oh, really?
And apparently, when they were in the sessions for Led Zeppelin 1, that they worked that song up, but they never used it. So I was well, thanks for the tip. That's good.
So they never put it out on
never put it out. I don't even know if they recorded it, but they certainly played it.
Tell us about Greece. I mean, I know that this guy, what's his name? I've got it down here somewhere. Kostas Kalimeris.
That's it.
That's
Kostas.
the man. Is it Kalimeris or
yeah,
Kalimeris?
We just call him Kostas.
Kostas, yeah. So that's his studio, Black Rock.
It was his studio. We were looking for a change of venue. We had done 3 albums in California. We did Slow Gin, we did the live record, and we did Ballad of John Henry, and with two studio albums, So at this point in time, you're walking into the same studio and going, oh, there's my chair from last year. I like that chair. Remember that music stand? That was really good because it's really strong. So I put my computer on it and I could check the internet. And things were getting a little bit comfortable. It's like same cast of characters, and I think we had 13 tracks to record for the first session of Ballad of John Henry. And I think I brought 147 guitars for 13 tracks. And it's okay, now it's getting a little bit, a little bit comfortable and a little bit bloated. And so we needed a change of venue to kind of just re-inspire everybody.
You said that the whole thing was rather like visiting your own childhood. It was very exciting.
I mean, if you listen to the record, I'm certainly playing too many notes again, which I like, playing too many notes, playing it, with more overdrive than probably I should have. But I think it gives it, it takes it away. Everything was getting a bit stuffed shirt. John Henry making these big, majestic songs. I'm on stage with these really, stiff, white, highly starched collared shirts and suits on. And I was like, oh, it's all great, But I was like, I'm just a blue-collar guy from, upstate New York. And you can see how I'm dressed today. This is my default setting. And so I was like, I think it made a whole lot of sense. It's just okay, we're just going to play again, and we're going to pretend we're going to play it harder and faster, and we're going to just throw caution to the wind.
So Kostas gets a big thank you for the studio and a big thank you for the extra musicians.
Kostas gets a big thank you. We, us Americans, we show up there with our Blackberries and our Apple computers, and there's no phone service on that. There's very little internet. The power works sometimes, you know. There's generators and stuff like that to keep the studio equipment running, but like, the TV goes out. And at first, you know, you're like freaking out. I'm going to do it on my phone. I'm going to do it on my computer. Then you go, well, they've survived thousands of years here without this. So you put it down and you go, this piece is wonderful, you know. And it's like, here's this song on a new album called When the Fire Hits the Sea. I wrote it right then and there. It's like they have these massive, wonderful sunsets there. It's like this sun looks like a big fireball, and it literally just drops into a pool of water, which is the Aegean Sea. And if you get the right vantage point, I mean, it happens in the course of like 4 minutes. It goes from like 45-degree angle to the horizon, and it's like if somebody just dropped it. Tonight we'll do a song called Wandering Earth. And, you know, we wanted to do blues, but I'll tell you what the world doesn't need is another 12-minute slow blues song.
Oh, right.
So
I was kind of surprised there wasn't one even approaching that.
Not even. So we've been it's been a real conscious effort, you know, like on our 2-hour gigs. It used to be I could get 11 songs in 2 hours. Okay, that's crazy. That's a lot of soloing, you know. Now we're doing 17, 18 songs in 2 hours, you know. So to me, it's like it's almost been a shift. Like I'd rather sing more songs now that I'm slightly more confident as a vocalist than play a song that has a 20-minute guitar solo, you know. So like Wandering Earth is 4.5 minutes, and it's a slow blues, that's like incredibly short. That's like usually an intro for a slow blues, and then the shuffle is short, and so yeah, I mean, to me, it's like we just wanted to keep it condensed.
Wandering Earth made me think of a question I wanted to ask you. Is it getting harder and harder? It must be, to find new riffs to go on the turnaround at the end of each verse.
Yeah, you know, Wandering Earth is one of those songs I always wanted to write, and I always had this concept in my head, like some of those great old blues songs, if you listen to them, especially like John Lee Hooker and Muddy Waters and even B.B. King in some instances, the parts never repeated each other. Each verse was different than the next.
Yeah.
The solo was different from the verse, and the ending was different from the intro. So you have a 5-part blues song. None of it repeated, but when you listen to it, like if you're in your car, if you're just like having your, you know, moment on your stereo, you go, it's just a blues song. And it's so, like, it seems so simple, but underneath it's very complicated and how the thing builds. So I wanted to write a song like that. So Wandering Earth was like, I had my 5 different blues turnarounds, like I had recorded for ideas to write 5 different songs. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to make one song out of this.
Use them all.
Use them all.
Just to go back to the Albert Hall DVD.
Yes.
There you were with Eric Clapton. Mm-hmm. That in itself was part of a dream.
Yes.
Do you feel any pressure on you to sort of, you know, get increasingly famous people on your records? Or what?
No, you know, it's like my whole deal is like if I ask somebody, it's like, you know, it has something to do. It means something. It's not just, you know, you can make a Joe Bonamassa and Friends record, and it's an all-star event, and it's, you know, it's like the old Prince's Trust concerts, you know.
Yes.
You know, it's like, everybody's here, okay. But to me, it always means something. You know, it's like, you know, like B.B. King, I have a connection to, you know, Clapton, I had a connection to, you know, musically in the building in which we played, and Paul Jones, you know, basically, you know, without this program and your support, I mean, like we never would have made it to that grand theater.
You don't know.
Yeah, you never know, but no, I mean, you know what I mean. So everything had a meaning to it, and so yeah, I mean, like the one guy I will say that is if ever happened that he wanted to play Blues Deluxe and needed a singer to sing it, if Jeff Beck wanted to do that, I would volunteer for the job and wouldn't charge him.
Tell us how you see the relationship between technique and feeling, you know, between sort of expression and expertise.
Well, I always said this. I will predicate the answer was like, I don't believe I've ever had one great original thought in my life. I believe I've had a good amount of interpreted ones, And they're like, well, what's a great original thought? A great original thought is when B.B. King goes, bah, and it's like one note. And it's like, you can't teach that impact, you know? I mean, he plays that note and it flows through him. And he sings and he, you know, and he feels it, you know? He's not counting, you know? He probably doesn't know what the name of this chord is, but he knows how to use it, you know? And that's always like the school I've always subscribed to. You know, do I wish I knew more about music technically? Absolutely. Do I, you know, when they go, well, will you play the minor 6 over the major 5? And I'm like, well, that adds to 11. I have no idea what that means, you know, but just show me how it sounds and I'll figure out a way to get around it. But to me, the great players are the ones that are able to take simple phrases and put the space in there and the feeling, and it just, you feel it here and you hear it here, not here.
Joe, thank you very much.
Thank you, Paul. Honored to be here.